and welcome to Did You Hear About, the podcast where we're just kind of four people just talking about whatever we heard about this week.
Second episode,
number 2. We are on a roll. To my left, I got Earl Baumgartner. Brock Baumgartner over here off screen. He plays the young Jamie role, and of course Travis Hill you can see on your screen. I'm sure we'll eventually get it where everyone can have their Instagram posted on here, but y'all had a busy day today, so we weren't quite able to get that. But we have new microphones. Very cool. Sponsor us. I can't remember which ones those are, but if you want
to give us a sponsor, we are available.
Or Alienware.
We're taking slots for our shows in 2022.
And Travis has a different background.
Yeah, up in the background game.
Yeah.
Oh, he did the boxing glove. We were talking about the boxing glove. We were talking about the boxing gloves in the background earlier, and you already did it.
Oh yeah, we have actually. I think they're kind of out of date. We got Christmas lights on them, so that's a little out of date.
You all did it before I did. Y'all got it. Y'all really triggered my idea. So
a lot of stuff went down this week. A lot of just kind of random stuff. I'm sure we've all got our own ideas. I know we kind of texted a little bit back and forth about what we had planned, but I think one of the biggest things that happened this week is in the world of sports is COVID. It seems to still be kind of running rampant a little bit. We've had something that's kind of been unprecedented since last year. We've had a bunch of bowl games get canceled. Yeah,
did they?
I think so.
I haven't even watched a bowl game. I don't think.
That's a lie. We watched the Camilla Bowl out of Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you very much. Not many people watched it, but we watched it.
Yeah, we did watch it. It was
okay.
Yeah.
We actually
you all go to the game?
No, it was on Christmas Day, so we were at the house. But we went. Me and Brock went to the gym after the game, and there was a bunch of people. I think it was Ball State and like somebody else. I think Ball State probably won. Georgia State. Okay. We went to the Japanese restaurant in Montgomery, which was the only place open on Christmas Eve, and there was a bunch of, I guess, Ball State players there. I guess they won. I don't really know, but there was a bunch of players there, I guess, eating after the game.
Yeah, if anybody...
That is just like you all to go to the one restaurant in Montgomery where the college football team is. That is such a Baumgartner move.
We actually went to 2. We went to Burger King, and then we went to Japanese.
Oh,
that's accurate.
Wow. Nice.
I think it's the only
but
one.
At least
I think it's the only one open
beforehand, so equals out.
Were there football players at Burger King as well?
No, I think the inside was closed.
Yeah, they were.
Speaking of football, I've also got the game up here. You can't see it because of copyright, but it's here.
But I was sitting here looking at all the bowl games, and I mean some of the bowls I don't even. What was the Idaho Potato Bowl? I mean,
that was.
Yeah.
Did you see the celebration? Somebody got French fries dumped on them.
Oh,
you didn't see that?
Not the worst thing to happen.
No, it's not the worst.
It's better than Gatorade.
Oh, 100%. I would 100% rather get Gatorade dumped on me than French fries dumped on me than Gatorade, no doubt.
Yeah. Depends on especially where they're from. Maybe not Five Guys. You might be in trouble.
Yeah, they'd be greasy at that point, and if they're cold, it's even
you might
worse.
drown. Yeah, you probably get weighed down. You probably hurt yourself messing with those things.
But I was just the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, the Pinstripe Bowl. Do y'all know who's playing in the Cheez-It Bowl? Who's
are they ranked?
That has to be in Wisconsin.
Oh, good.
No,
yeah,
that was a good guess. No, actually, they are ranked. The Cheez-It Bowl. You'll be.
I don't know. Is it a
talk about going from the top to the Cheez-It Bowl?
North Carolina,
Clemson.
Oh, it's Clemson.
Yeah, they're playing. Their opponent dropped out, didn't they?
Oh,
did they?
when was
they're
North
looking for a
Carolina
new
at the
opponent.
top?
It was Iowa State.
I thought North Carolina was going to be good this year, but they're not.
So
I'm
it's
when was North Carolina ever at the top?
I thought Sam Howell was going to win the Heisman. I'm not going to lie. That was very
yeah, me too.
misplaced.
I'm not even tripping. Straight up, am not gonna lie.
That was
I did think he was gonna win it. Be the first pick in the draft.
That was some misplaced faith right there. I'll tell you that.
But it's just everybody's in a bowl, so
yeah, everybody gets a bowl. Even Alabama a couple of years ago, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, when they did the one year they didn't make the playoffs, it was like the VRBO Citrus Bowl or something like that. It's just like
yeah, we went to it.
We went to it, yeah. And they played Michigan too. They played Michigan too, which is a fun storyline as well. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, now both teams are in the playoffs.
I remember that game.
They
played not that long ago.
It was a little concerning as an Alabama fan. We didn't play our best game.
It was actually kind of fun. It was kind of fun to go to because they don't even play football. They don't even have a football team in that stadium.
Nope.
It's just a Citrus Bowl, whatever it is.
It was. I think it was the VRBO Citrus. Or
they didn't even play
Verbo
soccer
Citrus.
games. There was a soccer game. So I don't even know what they do there.
It was an old Florida stadium. I'll put it like that.
Oh, was that Miami?
Orlando.
No, it was Orlando. I think it was Orlando, but it wasn't like a big stadium. Like it was like some random stadium I couldn't even name. It was nice, but it's like what you kind of think of as like an old Florida football stadium.
You know, one day it's going to be.
Yeah, I feel it's going to be odd colors, like teal colors,
and it was all concrete too, which was weird.
Well, then
Notre Dame was like that,
and Auburn going to the Birmingham. I mean, just go to somewhere else.
Anywhere else.
You go to Birmingham. You drive through Birmingham all the time.
It's not even like a day like away from home. You're going to drive from Auburn to Birmingham and then just drive back.
You're going to eat at the house with your family.
Exactly. That's so rough. And where were they practicing?
What would be a smart idea?
What's that?
I think like they should like maybe like couple a couple of these places together. Have like mini like I don't know like not tournaments but like. You probably get more tourist money out of that.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be more fun than just random bowls all over the place.
Also,
you could do it like
Ball State.
Yeah, you could do like how they do music festivals. You have a bunch of them in one area, and you just kind of go between games. You want to go watch Auburn play for 20 minutes? You go there.
That's kind of awesome.
I don't hate that.
That would be pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
And when you say that too, Travis, when you say like you like get like tourists into Birmingham, you only got one team worth of tourists. Auburn fans already know what Birmingham's like, so I feel like you'd want to get a different team in there rather than Auburn to play the Birmingham Bowl. You want to get like an out-of-state team, so they see Birmingham as a nice place to go, even though it sometimes isn't.
Sometimes,
but they are playing. I think they are playing in the new stadium.
Yeah, I think I think they're thinking it's the best way to kind of show off that new stadium.
Which one's the new one?
Protective
Stadium.
In Birmingham?
Protective Stadium.
Yeah, it's got that better be the name of it in downtown Birmingham.
Who plays there? Who plays there?
I think
Is it UAB?
I think
UAB. They got a new stadium, bro.
I didn't know that. Like 3 years ago, their football program didn't exist, which I'm glad they're still around. So that's good.
UAB, they played in the bowl, didn't they? They won their bowl?
I think they did okay in their bowl game. Speaking of people I didn't know was still around, Ian Book is currently starting for New Orleans against the Dolphins.
Really?
Yeah. And they're losing.
Is that
10-0.
Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the Dolphins and the Saints. That should have been a late hit out of bounds, I'm not going to lie.
Who are the Saints considering signing this week that I hear about in the news? Who are they going to sign at quarterback?
I read something, and I don't know if it's satire, but I thought someone wrote that they tried to get back Drew Brees until someone gets back healthy for them. And then Drew Brees supposedly responded with a picture of him playing golf.
Yeah, he's not. Once a dude like that says he's gone, because he's so in when he's in.
Yeah,
and then when he's gone, he's really gone.
Exactly. Oh, I forget Ian Book's still a rookie too. That's so weird. I feel like he's been around in football for a long time, but I guess it's just been at Notre Dame.
Also, UAB is playing BYU in the Independence Bowl.
Where is that at?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, see, that's a fun day out. Like, I would much rather go there than Birmingham.
Is that have they played it, or is it coming up?
Oh yeah, they did. It was December 18th. I'm trying to look up.
Did they win?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find out. 1 second.
What'd you say, Trevor?
I'm sure all these people here can jump in on the chat and let us know.
I was saying that taking those BYU boys down to Shreveport, that's a tough mission.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That'll be interesting. they'll probably have the UAB guys as bodyguards walking them out.
UAB
They're
won
gonna need
31 to
something.
28
Yay! Oh, that seems like a good fun game.
against a 12 ranked BYU.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
That's a
ranked
good win for
12?
UAB.
That's pretty good. Yeah, BYU's 12. But like in college football this year, like
They're always
it's
12.
top 4, and then after that, like it just falls
Oh,
off
yeah.
a cliff. It's
Does
bad.
BYU not always end the season as number 12 though?
Legitimately, I don't think you're wrong. I would say they're like I know Brock's
think
about
they
to look it
start
up.
and finish the season regardless of where
Every
they're
year.
at. Whatever happens,
Like
they're
12 to
number 12.
15, I feel like is where they land every single year.
They're the official number
Which is
12
not
team.
gonna-
The
Yeah, they
official
are.
number 12.
Yes, they are.
Look it up, Brock.
They're the 12th man for sure.
So yeah, all the bowl. We're in the middle of the bowl stuff, and I guess all the good ones will be coming up. I guess pending your team, but yes, the Protective Stadium in
Yeah, well,
Birmingham.
no, not really, not even, not pending your team, Earl. You said it earlier. If you're not top 4, it's trash out there. It is trash.
It was fun to go to the VRBO Citrus Bowl, though. I'm not going to lie. I don't remember. We stayed. It was
Yeah,
in
but that was
Orlando.
Alabama playing Michigan.
Yeah, true. Well,
Dude,
and
there's
now both
Auburn
teams
and Houston. I haven't.
are in the playoffs.
So what do
I
you?
haven't
So
seen Houston play football this year. Has anybody seen them play football?
I watched one game. They played. Who'd they play at the end of the year? They played like
they beat didn't
they played a decent team at the end of the year. Hold on, Brock, look that up.
no, didn't they win the game at
This
the
is
last
so-
minute?
wait, hey. Okay.
There was something.
Which one?
Houston.
I'm
look
just saying,
up,
if we got to
look up Houston's schedule for this year. No, they played a
Just
good
to
team at the
see
end of the. They played. I
Houston.
swear they played in like a conference
They
championship.
played a good team at the end of the year.
I swear they played in a conference
That's the
championship.
most we can
Well-
say about them.
I think they lost, but I think they played in a conference championship.
We have our.
well, that's interesting. Are you sure?
Oh yeah, they played
so.
Cincinnati and lost 35 to 20.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So now
What's the
Alabama gets to play Cincinnati
Yes.
and Auburn gets to play Houston. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure Auburn has to be a favorite in that game, though.
To be fair, they only lost 2 games this year. One was the Cincinnati, and the other one was their
yeah.
first game of the season against Texas Tech.
Houston.
Yeah, I thought they had a
And
I thought they've had a decent season.
Wow.
What
that's
are they
good.
Match
20,
them up with
21?
what's Auburn's record? Are we 6-6? What is our record?
Not great.
And that's-
6 and 6.
that
6
means
and
they're
6.
a 500 team. They're a 500 team,
Yep.
and they are playing a 2-loss team from that conference. That just shows you what they think of that conference.
If
they're
they
favored?
had Bo Nix, I would say they would win that football game.
Yeah,
Without Bo Nix,
Auburn
I
is favored.
Don't know. Well,
No.
probably, I think it was like
Even,
2.5.
even with like more time. Oh yeah.
So what do you?
Because
So,
who- I
so
mean,
what does
who's the
everybody
quarterback?
think? What does everybody think about? Everybody, give me your prediction on Auburn.
I don't know. I just don't know if TJ Finley's had enough time to play. He played against
Is he
Bama.
healthy?
The spread is Auburn wins by 2.
Oh, I guess
That's what
that.
I was in my mind.
See, I think Auburn can win, but it's like Travis said. I haven't really watched Houston play that much. I know they kept it close against Cincinnati early, but they fell off the wagon. I just think Auburn wins just because of their size.
I
And
think-
if you just run Tank Bixby all day, I think you win that football
I think
game.
that I think they win, just like you said. But if they lose, it's just they're going to lose badly. They're just going to
Yeah,
be like,
exactly.
I will say
But
that
I do
Houston,
think they'll
Always
win.
ugly.
I will say the Houston score lines have been ridiculous this year. They put up 44, 45, 28, 45, 40, 31, 44, 54, 37, 31, and 45.
What top?
Ain't
What's
none
the
of that
highest ranked?
happening.
What's the
Ain't
highest
none of
ranked
that
team that they played other than Cincinnati?
They haven't. SMU. They beat 44 to 37. That is the only other ranked opponent they've played this year.
But I don't think Auburn will let that happen.
No,
I
I
don't
don't either.
think
That
because
ain't
Auburn's got because I imagine if they put that kind of score, they have a fast offense, probably with a lot of good wide receivers. I feel like the Auburn secondary is too fast to really let them go, and they're too big up front. I just think they're going to give them a lot of problems on the offensive side. The only question is, can TJ Finley stay out of trouble? Can he keep himself from digging Auburn into a hole that Tank Bixby can't pull them out of?
Right. He just has stretches, right? He plays in stretches, like these long stretches of good play and the long stretches of bad play.
Very streaky kind of player.
Yeah, streaky. I mean, he can get hot and he can just go ice cold on you at the blink of an eye. And it's one drive, in the same drive.
Yep. And so Houston's biggest player is Well, the quarterback, he's had a decent year, 3,263 yards, 28 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The big difference is the wide receivers. Auburn's biggest wide receiver has 523 yards. Houston's has 1,000, almost 200 yards for 12 touchdowns.
That's what I figured it would be. It'd be like they're going to have one or two guys who's just really quick. And Auburn will just have to deal with it. I'm curious to see if Auburn has any opt-outs. I'll be very curious to see if that happens.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what year
is
Tank
McCreary
Bixby
gonna
is.
play?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Is
There's-
Bigsby going to play after entering the
That's what
transfer
I was-
portal?
What?
No, Bixby's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he coming back? Okay.
So he didn't transfer?
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
I see. There
Yeah,
was
he didn't transfer.
Is
there was
anybody-
rumors of him transferring, but I don't think he ever
Is it,
actually.
so nobody.
entered the
I was,
portal.
I was wondering who in Auburn's anybody opted
I don't
out.
know anybody who really like would opt out. Like Bo Nix, I figured probably would if he was still there.
I think the cornerback McCreary. I don't know if he's opting
McCreary
out, but I know
might.
he's declared.
I wonder
Smoke Monday, McClary.
what year is Smoke
He
Monday?
declared.
I was wondering about that.
He-
He, might
he's
be
go-
the
he-
only other
he
guy who sits
declared.
out. I'd be curious to
He
see if he
declared, but
sits out.
he's not a sit out type of player though.
No, I think
No.
he's too competitive for that.
Yeah, he's too Auburn for that.
But speaking
I
of
think
these
he's gonna
bowl
wanna play
games,
his last game.
all of these cancellations, like how are we supposed to deal with these? How many cancellations do we have?
I saw Texas A&M, but I don't know the
Texas A&M canceled. They were supposed to play Wake.
Ooh.
Boise had to
Boise
pull
canceled.
out.
That would have been
Yep.
kind of interesting.
That would have been a fun game to watch.
That's
I'd have
actually an
I'd have been
interesting
excited to watch
game.
it. I know it would have been fun to watch. I haven't seen Wake play football all year. I thought that would have been a fun one to watch. But I think
Yeah.
there's been 2 official cancellations at the moment. But
What was the
like,
Texas A&M bowl? What bowl was that?
It wasn't a good one. They're pretty low ranked, and they're playing Wake. So I mean,
We have 3
lime
games
tortilla
canceled.
chip
so
bowl.
The Hawaii Bowl, the Military Bowl, and Fenway Bowl.
that's right. Hawaii had to pull out.
Yeah,
Of
versus
the Hawaii
Memphis.
Bowl. Yeah.
Like bowl games are like where like you said Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, Fenway Bowl.
that what you mean?
Virginia versus
That
SMU.
would be like it'd be like the game wouldn't even be at Fenway Park, and they call it the Fenway Bowl. That's what bowl games are like.
It is.
You know, like they make no sense. Like that, I mean, I imagine that game is. I hope it's at Fenway.
I hope so.
That'd be a good experience, I guess. That'd be an awkward experience, but it'd be good.
Can you see where it's at?
1 second. Also, I think Miami is looking for a new opponent. I don't know if they have one yet. That was a
So are they
posted
getting,
yesterday.
they're-
Was
so
that
they're
the
getting,
Boise State game?
Oh.
so they're getting other opponents to.
They're trying to.
See,
I know Wake has
they're-
been in search of an opponent though for a while because Texas A&M was the first one that like officially had to pull out, but Wake's been waiting on a new opponent for like weeks at
Dude.
this point.
What if you could just go call people out? Look, that was bowl season. Just
That would
literally
be
go bowling. Like, let's
awesome.
just
It'd be
You
like
know
a
what?
UFC
They should-
fight.
They should
What's
get the
up?
team.
What's
they should
up?
get the team that played. Who's the team that snuck in the high school game?
Oh, Bishop Sycamore.
They should get.
They should play Bishop Sycamore.
Best
Best storyline of 2021.
They're the same age.
the Fenway Bowl is played in
Probably
Fenway
wouldn't get
Park.
big much worse.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be a
Yeah.
fun one
Oh,
to
thank
go to.
Where?
goodness.
That's it's played in
They
Fenway.
got it.
I would
They
hate to
did
have
it.
that
They
game
got it
canceled. You
right.
get a chance to go play in Fenway, and you have to cancel. That would suck.
I would hate to be in Memphis and get told you're going to Hawaii and then have Hawaii pull out.
I went to.
Yeah.
We went to Fenway Park for a conference one time, way back in the doing the internet days. I had internet, and they had a party at Fenway Park. You know, they have that big thing in the outfield, the big building. They had a party up in the top of that, and there was a baseball game going on. And so
That would be cool.
You're in the baseball game, and this part, and you're at the party, and you're looking out the window at the baseball game, and they give you tickets to go sit in the seats.
Yeah.
But the only thing I remember is when you go into the bathroom, and you go to the bathroom, you're looking out the window at the baseball game.
That's
Like,
kind of
just-
cool.
It's not like you're looking at a TV. You're staring straight at the
That's
game.
very cool. I would like that. That would be a lot of fun.
Is the game staring back at you?
That's
is
what it-
it?
That's
you
the
know.
question.
That'd be good at Bryant Denny.
That
would be nice.
just
to have a
just a
Bryant
little
No, I don't.
trivia. I mean, I don't know. That's in the guys' bathroom, so I don't.
All right, I have
Yeah.
a question to pose to you guys, and we can kind of discuss it throughout the whole show. So this is our last podcast of the year. So what do y'all think the best sporting moment of the year was?
Did you have that written down on your notes?
I did, so I didn't forget it.
That is true. It is like the last of the year. We probably should have had like best of the best lined up, but this is only the second podcast, so I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, our last
yeah.
episode of the year.
Best
Just like-
overall sporting moment of the year. And obviously, we have some biases. Alabama fans, whoever.
Well, I was going to be bass and say that Leo Messi winning a international trophy. I loved that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That was pretty outstanding.
That sounds super super duper crazy impressive. Brady count from.
I
that was
thought
the Super
about
Bowl
that. I was
last
thinking
year.
about Brady winning a Super Bowl.
Brady
That was in my
switching
mind as
teams?
well. Just him switching teams in general, I think that's pretty huge.
Let's say.
I mean, I guess if anybody cares about baseball, the Braves. But
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't
right.
care anything
Yeah,
about
but
baseball, and we all sat and
that
watched
is a
it.
big. That's a big.
That's huge.
That's been a long time
that's a
coming.
big moment for the city.
Yeah, that's
a
pretty.
big
That's pretty
moment.
big.
And it was in Atlanta, so
That's
that was cool.
No, they won.
I would
Didn't
think-
they
You
win
said the same
away?
thing for
Oh yeah,
Milwaukee
that's right.
Bucks.
They did.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
more surprising than Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
Braves
I
winning the
agree with
World
that.
Series.
I agree with that.
But I do think.
I wonder what the odds are
I
on
do.
that.
I don't know, but I know
What about Charles-
99.9% to
Charles Oliveira?
lose and you still win.
Here's the thing: is like with the Braves. I'm very curious to see like what the odds are on all these things. Like Alabama, I mean, they won a national championship and went undefeated in an all SEC schedules. I mean, that's huge, but it doesn't feel as big as like you said, the Braves winning.
What I have here, Tom Brady has an 18% chance of winning the Super Bowl.
This year?
Yep.
Oh, okay. But last
Just
year
like by
though,
himself, like just Tom Brady alone.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he
him
could
and
be-
like just a bunch of random people out there. Him and Bishop Sycamore.
That's pretty much what it
They
was.
sh-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, straight up. He would win the Super Bowl with them for sure.
That'd be great. I mean,
Ball
the
State.
Olympics. The Olympics happened, but I don't really like. There's nothing that really
Did
happened in the
anybody go
Olympics.
crazy?
No, the only thing I watched was the
What
golf,
about-
and that was really
What
it.
about Charles Oliveira going from 10-8? He started off his UFC career 10-8, and then going 10-0, and then winning the title and defending it in the
I don't
last
disagree with
year.
that.
That,
was a
as
pretty
well
big
as
deal. That's a
Glover
pretty
Teixeira
big deal.
winning his first title as
Ooh,
well.
at 40.
That was a big
Yeah,
one.
like 40 years old.
Yeah,
that was insane.
That was really impressive.
So if
Yeah, that's
if anybody
that's a good one.
wants to leave a comment on what your thought was down below of what you
In the
thought the
comments.
biggest, because I'm sure we overlooked
a lot.
a lot of them. We only talking about our particular interest in life.
The most recent one I enjoyed watching was when Max Verstappen
Yeah.
won the F1.
I was going to bring that up too. That was
Yeah,
that was,
championship.
and the way it happened
Yeah,
too.
it was so good. There will be a movie made about this season in F1. I know nobody cares, but it was fantastic. If you actually watch F1, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it came down literally to the last lap.
Of the last
it
race,
was
yeah.
outstanding,
It was awesome.
and I'm glad
Yeah, that was
Verstappen
a
won.
big deal.
We're gonna have
That
a lot
was
of
a
Lewis
really big
Hamilton
deal.
fans crying about it, but I'm so happy Verstappen got a win.
But yeah, I can't really think of anything else like really happened that was huge this year. It was kind of like just a normal year, even though like with COVID and all that kind of stuff, it was pretty
pretty-
darn normal.
Nope.
Pretty normal.
It was like not too normal. It was like almost
It was
like
weird.
dull.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird.
A little dull.
I
Rose
saw-
Namajunas coming back was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
watching
great to
that was a
watch.
lot of fun.
Well,
And getting her
yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
What did somebody?
Good.
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna go off that point, but I was gonna say I know that one of the who was it from Texas A&M posted about all he wanted to do was beat Alabama or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all see that?
One of the players from Texas
Oh,
A&M.
man. And then DeMarco Helms came right back at him and said all I wanted to do was win national championships.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was great. But go ahead with your point, Travis.
That's an Alabama person. No, I was just saying that I can't even remember my point. I think it was
We
about
were talking about Rose Namajunas.
Yeah, we were talking about her, and I was thinking boxing in some sort of fashion, of course. I was thinking about, but it wasn't anything to do with my future question I'm posing, but I cannot remember what that was about at all.
I was trying to think
It'll
about
come back to me, though.
boxing in particular, about like a great moment that happened this year. There hasn't. I mean, there's been a couple.
A Wilder Fury
Wilder,
3.
that was the big one that I thought it was that trilogy finally
yeah.
finishing.
We did get a
I
good
was going
Braves
in
on our
that
chat.
direction.
Oh, so we got to go Braves in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's it.
I was happy to see that they won. Apparently, I don't follow baseball, but the Astros had some like cheating scandal, and nobody likes them for some reason. I don't really know what it was about, but I was glad that the Braves won.
Yeah.
Like
and
we
shout-
don't have a national baseball team like for us,
But you know
the Braves
the
are the
Astros
closest.
from where around here where we're from Ellick City, and the Kyle Graveman for the Astros pitcher He's from, he's from
Yeah.
Alexander
He's from
City. So I
Alexander.
remember
Our
him
brother played with him back in high school, I think,
Little League.
or Little League.
wow.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
League.
It was like T-ball.
Yeah, no,
it was
just
like
kidding.
T-ball.
Yeah.
That's still cool though.
Yeah. It's
Like,
very
to have
cool
like
to
a
see that,
hometown
yeah.
kid to do that.
Yeah, just
Even though we lost,
So he's an
but-
active player.
and I was going for the other
Yeah,
team.
he pitched in like game 4 or 5, I want to say.
yeah, he had some
He's
good,
from
he had some
Alexander
good
City.
games.
Yeah, so that was
Oh,
cool to
wow.
watch.
So big shout out to Kyle Graveman. Good job there.
Is that a Benjamin Russell product?
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I can't really think of
Didn't
anything
the
else.
coach from Catholic High School go to Benjamin Russell?
Did he? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like not this year, like last year, like the guy that took him, like that built the program, or I don't know how all that works. I know they're good, but
Yeah.
I think he went to Benjamin Russell, so I think like they're probably on the up and up maybe with the football.
I did not even know that.
I haven't.
Yeah, let's hope. But he did leave, and Catholic still went further than they ever went, so maybe not.
Maybe that was a good thing. So anybody else got anything for their biggest moment
I
of the
don't know.
year?
I think Lionel Messi pretty much tops it for
That
me.
for me, that's the top. That's the number one. But as far as like overall, I'd probably you probably have to say Brady from like just
Ooh.
like the general standpoint.
Canelo Alvarez unification 168.
Yes.
That's
That
what I
was very
that was
sick.
pretty big.
I enjoyed watching that.
That's
that
a
was
big
very, very
deal.
cool.
He's a monster. But anyway,
He's and then he's like on the top of the list for Jake Paul's
Yeah.
fight. If he fights
that's-
Canelo,
you know
it's
what?
gonna be domination.
what if you went with this and said, even believe it, fake or not, whatever, blah 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 blah. Logan Paul being 0-2 in boxing, in professional boxing, and getting to fight the best fighter of this generation, Floyd Mayweather. What do you think about that? That's a pretty big feat.
Here's
To
the
just
thing:
get that fight is a
If
big feat.
I
And he's
was-
fighting Mike Tyson next.
if I was either of the Paul brothers, I would think I would like to have Logan's storyline for fighting Floyd Mayweather, but at the same time, his brother has more draw and appeal at the moment from just winning the fights that he has. And
Right.
I think on the
But it
bottom
works
of the
together
list,
well.
it works together really well. I think on the bottom of the list, he wanted to fight Dana White, which would have been that would be awesome. I would pay to watch that.
Yeah, I would
There's
pay to
no
watch that
doubt.
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That would be. That
Do y'all
would be
remember
interesting.
years ago? Well, y'all remember years ago when Dana was going to fight Tito? They had
Yes.
that boxing match set up.
Yes.
Y'all remember that?
That'd be
That was
awful.
crazy. And like Tito like pulled out, didn't he?
Yeah, he did actually. I think Dana was all for it.
Well, you know, Dana grew up. Dana like was in Vegas, like doing he grew up like with the Mayweather in the Mayweather gyms, like in Vegas.
Yeah.
Apparently,
He was
he
a-
grew up teaching
Taking-
boxing and doing all that.
And way back in the day, for like people who remember, he managed Chuck Liddell and I think Tito
Yeah.
Ortiz at the very
Yeah.
beginning of their UFC careers.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
That's why.
yep. And
That's
then
why
they
he
wanted to
hated.
fight because-
That's why he hated the last Liddell Ortiz fight because he thought that Liddell especially was
Yeah.
just way past his prime and shouldn't.
Well, I
have
mean,
fighted
him and Tito also had that
Oh.
falling out a while back.
Yeah,
So, but he was still really good friends
Man.
with Chuck Liddell, which I hated to see that fight
Yeah.
too.
to let Chuck fight in that condition, like
Awful.
whatever doctor
Awful
cleared
decision.
that. I mean,
Awful
dude, he
decision.
was as stiff as 4 boards.
terrible decision.
It was bad, dude. He was so stiff, dude.
Yeah, and
It's
Tito
like
was
if you
still
touch his chin, he'll just fall asleep.
yeah, and Tito was still pretty active too at the time. He
Yeah.
was still in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
Following up
like
on
he
him
was
on
terrible
Instagram,
too, but
he
he
works
was
out.
in so much better shape.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, he
Speaking of
works out.
terrible shape, Ian Book has led the Saints on a field goal drive. So there's that. It's now 10-3. But they got called for a delay
Dude,
game
I
on a
was-
4th down, so they had to back him up, and now they had to kick a field goal.
I was
Yeah,
watching the highlights from the UCF game, and I saw the Gus Malzahn. Like when they get in the red zone, still it looks just like Auburn used to, dude.
Yeah, you
Terrible.
see it. You see it. They beat SEC
Terrible. I mean,
0-2.
They beat Florida.
They
That's
beat
insane.
Florida. And they won.
Yeah.
Dude, they're 9-4. They're 9-4.
At the beginning of the year,
I
they
mean,
lost to
UCF is
like a
9-4.
nobody team, and I can't remember who it was, but they lost to like. And I remember seeing comments: "The Gus bus is already on fire. The wheels have already fallen off." But they finished with a better record than Auburn did this year.
Dude,
Hey, the
he's
only thing I
good for
remember
9.
the Florida game when Alabama, and Alabama had a hard time on the road, but playing the Florida, the clock.
Oh, I remember
The
that.
clock. I mean, how does the clock in a whatever millions of dollar stadium just not work at the end of the game.
Just stops conveniently right at the end of the football game.
Yeah, I'm just like, turn on the backup clock.
Yep. For everyone wondering, we rewatched the game the other day. It was on.
We were eating and it was
Baumhouse.
back on again. I was like, that's where the clock stopped, and then it conveniently started at the right time. So I don't.
So for UCF, they lost their third, fourth, and fifth games. Third, fourth, and sixth games. To Louisville, Navy, Cincinnati, and then they lost to SMU.
They lost to Navy?
Yeah.
SMU beat everybody.
30-34.
SMU had a really good year.
They did. They had a really good year.
They did.
Is that not the same conference that Houston's in?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the same conference?
Yeah. I think, did we say Houston beat them by 3?
Yeah. Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You said Cincinnati. They played Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Too.
So, I mean,
yeah, because
they've
I was
had a decent
thinking
year.
that was the team that only had a chance. That was the only team that could have beaten Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati stomped them on the ground.
And then Houston kept it close early on, but they got stomped in the end as well.
You thought that UCF could have beat Cincinnati?
No.
I thought SMU. Like when I was looking at, I didn't said that was the only team that had a chance of looking at the schedule, and then Cincinnati just destroyed them. I think.
Yeah, I think
So-
so.
Because they went. How many games did SMU reel off before they lost one? A lot, right?
I think they've only lost 2 this year.
They lost 4 this year.
Oh, did they really? Wow, they must have really fallen off. I thought they were like they only lost 1 game coming into Cincinnati.
They went 8-4, so
that's not nearly as good as I thought they were.
8 games in, they lost
we
to Houston.
definitely all got thrown off. I'm thinking they're the 11-2 team.
I know.
Yeah, they had a pretty bad run at the end of the season. They lost to Houston, Memphis, beat UCF, then lost to Cincinnati and Tulsa.
So
And now the Fenway Bowl is canceled.
So since the next time we speak, it'll have happened. What the games coming? Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, Georgia. What's everybody think? Alabama, Cincinnati.
I think Alabama wins that game if they rely on their physicality over Cincinnati, and if Will Anderson and Henry To'oTo'o have a good game. That's going to be the key for them. I think they got to shut down Desmond Ridder, and just put him under like a lot of pressure, and then just rack up points. Get Jamison Williams down the field. Use your tight ends because now John Mechie's out, and just beat him physically. Use Brian Robinson. Just kind of do like the normal Alabama thing. And the thing I think we talked about this last week was playoffs. Once you get there, you've already passed like the eye test to be in, so you don't have to run up a score against anybody in the playoffs. Like you can beat them by 7 points or 10 points, but if you beat them, if you win, period, you just have to win. That's the only thing. And I don't think Alabama will be in cruise control because their offense seems to struggle still at times, depending on the game. But if their defense can shut down Desmond Ridder and To'oTo'o and William Anderson have a good game, I think they'll be fine.
Travis?
I just think they can't let like the weirdness of them playing Cincinnati. As long as they don't get caught up in that, that's all. They're gonna beat them by probably upwards of 20 points.
Yeah, I think like you said,
they are currently
Cincinnati
favored at 13.5 points.
I think it could be weird if Alabama just gets off on the wrong foot, the line didn't show up, whatever. But theoretically, Cincinnati they're
a good team.
They've proved a lot of people.
They're a good football team.
Right. It's going to take Cincinnati being like everything that everyone kind of hopes they are to make it even weird.
I think the thing it's gonna feel like when Auburn plays Alabama at Jordan Hare, Bama's gonna have to like weather that early storm. But if they can minimize like damage, like even if Cincinnati go up by like 10 points and we go into halftime, I think Bama can roll through them in the second half. They just gotta like keep the moment kind of down. And the thing is, like when we talked about it, the offensive line for Alabama in that Georgia game was so good.
That was really the key.
It really was. And they finally allowed like Bryce Young to I lost to his name. They allowed Bryce Young to like sit in the pocket and make decisions. And every single time he dropped back in the pocket, I was like, "Don't make the wrong decision. Don't make the wrong decision." And he had time, and then he made a good one. We haven't seen that like all year. We
Yeah.
haven't seen him in the pocket for 4 seconds and
Yeah.
then having to make a
He
decision.
hadn't had a chance because somebody was grabbing him within 1 second.
Exactly.
So, so what do you think, Michigan, Georgia?
That's a close game, I think. I think Georgia is favored by a touchdown, but I think it could come down to a field goal. If Michigan shows up, and it depends on the Georgia that shows up too. If it's a Georgia
it
that's
depends
slightly
on Georgia.
defeated after the Bama game and they feel kind of down, it might be rough for them. But if they're ready to recover and they want some revenge, they could probably kill Michigan if they wanted to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Georgia might be dead in the water though, like in their spirit.
Yeah,
Their spirit
exactly.
might be gone.
That's gonna be that. But see,
I
that's
feel
gonna
like
be
it might be
a
gone.
coaching thing.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
everybody thinks Alabama's going to win. If they do, does everybody want to see Alabama and Georgia play again?
From a neutral, probably not. If you're a Georgia fan, absolutely. But from like the neutral standpoint of Travis, obviously not. I would love to see Michigan and Alabama again, but I don't know if. My thing about that game is I feel like both teams have the same problem. They've got because Michigan has a good defense. They're maybe not as good as like Georgia's defense as far as caliber goes, but they're fast. They're I would say more conditioned than Georgia's defense if the Bama game was anything to go on. But they both have offenses that just struggle to move the ball. It's like I heard it put really well. If Georgia has to throw the ball out of necessity rather than convenience, they're in real trouble because their quarterback Stetson Bennett just cannot get it done.
Well, they were
Check
little-
this. How about we do what my theory, bowl call-out season. We want Alabama again. We're the only ones that can play with them. How about Auburn versus Alabama call-out season for the national championship? What's up?
Fan voted call out season. That would be
Well,
great.
that would-
I would
Yeah.
love it.
that would
Fan
be good.
voted the closest game.
Then you would also get
Closest
like
game.
the UCF Alabama game. I'm sure that would have happened a few years ago if it was fan voted.
Yeah, when they were saying they were the real national champions, 2018 or something like that. Yeah, that would have been a fun game.
Did they have a
Is
parade?
Cincinnati
parade.
better
They had
than
a
that
parade.
team?
And they had rings made.
Yep.
Do y'all think Cincinnati's better than that team?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Quarterback play?
It's been a while, but I would say see because what they had Mackenzie Milton back in the day, didn't they?
UCF?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did they? The
Yeah.
guy from
Yeah,
Florida State?
Uh-huh. And then he got hurt there.
Yeah,
but
Mackenzie Milton
Oh.
is he got hurt everywhere.
he got hurt everywhere.
True.
But
I am glad to see him back.
I am
it's
too.
quite the
I'm
story.
very, I'm
he
very
has.
glad to see him.
If
back.
anybody,
But he's not back. He's not the starter at Florida State.
No, he's not. He
he's
lost the
He
job.
was for a game.
Yeah,
but
he
he's
lost
not-
the
he's
job
not-
towards the.
I'm glad to see him still playing football. I'll
Yeah,
put it like
I
that.
am too.
He got sponsor money.
I'm sorry, Mackenzie. I'm sorry.
But oh man, I just totally lost my point on that.
who?
Wait, what?
Who are we?
Exactly.
oh, exactly. Yeah, true.
I see
He had
that.
basically the Joe.
We're talking about Mackenzie.
Did he break his leg? He had the Joe Theismann injury, I think.
Yeah. They thought.
And he came back
Oh,
to
yeah.
I think
play.
Snap
they said he'd
City.
never walk again.
Yeah, they
something
said he
like
would
that.
never
He
walk
took a
again.
trip.
Same as Joe
He
Theismann.
took a trip to Snap City and he
Oh.
never came back.
Yep.
Speak.
Kind of like Alex Smith, but go ahead.
Joe Theismann. Did my sources tell my inside sources where I get my information from? Did the Dallas football team destroy the Washington football team?
Yes. They last night I think it was they destroyed them. They destroyed the football team with no name.
Well, that's what
Dallas
I'm just
FC,
gonna start calling.
Washington FC.
I'm just gonna start. Yeah, we're just gonna start calling football teams the Philadelphia football team,
The Philadelphia
the
football.
New York football team, the other New York football team.
I was reading
I mean,
something.
isn't that what the soccer league does? Like,
Yeah.
it's like Manchester
Something
United,
FC,
Or, you know,
yeah.
FC football. They do that, but it's just that's what they've always done.
That's what they've
so
always
it's not
done.
Weird.
I was reading
If
something
we
and they
start doing
put up like the initials of football teams and it said something like I don't know like Dallas Cowboys versus WHT. I was like, what is W or no it was like WFT. I was like, what is WFT? Like that doesn't make any sense. I was like, oh yeah, it's Washington football team. But I have not.
Redskins.
We're gonna get we're gonna get
Yep.
canceled when you
We're
say that.
Redskins. Well, before we get, they're gonna shadow ban us.
But it's kind of like with Facebook. Is anybody going to call Facebook Meta? I'm not. I'm going to call it Facebook. But is anybody going to call the football team? I'm just going to call them the Redskins.
I'm
But
sure
they
some
got
people will.
But they got
we won't.
destroyed.
Right.
I guess they got destroyed like 45 points or something.
Oh, it was like 58-13 or
Yeah, it was
something like
bad.
that. It was bad.
Didn't two Washington teammates fight?
Yeah, there were two Alabama teammates too. It was Deron
Yeah, it was
Payne.
Payne. Yeah, it was Payne.
It was Deron Payne and it was
They got
someone else. I
on
can't
the same
remember.
team?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they're so good, dude.
It's
Yeah,
that
that's
it's
why
that
they're so
wanting to
good,
be like
because-
better than the other guy.
And what would Tom Brady threw an interception, and then smashed his
Smashed his tablet.
smashed
yeah.
his tablet,
Oh, yeah.
and the guy that caught the interception tweeted, said, "Microsoft, my friend, I got a friend who needs a new tablet."
That's so
Yeah,
good.
that was last week when they put up 0 points.
Was that that? Oh yeah, he did
Yeah.
smash one. But I think he smashed.
Hey,
another
Oh, did he
one,
do it
too.
again?
Because
Oh.
he threw one in front of him. I've seen that video, but then I seen a video recently of him
Where
throwing
he
one
threw it off
behind
the
the
bench, yeah.
So I don't
It's
know
like
if it
he
was two
knows
different ones
they're
or not.
filming him now. and,
That was
like,
that was from one of my
a
sources as
thing.
well.
But that's great. That's what I want people to do. I want like when you watch like I don't know golf. I want to see people throw golf clubs around the course. That's great. I
I
love
want to
that.
see him snap it over their knee.
Oh, I
wanna see the
love
knee
that. I
snap.
love that.
We've
There-
had
wanna see
experience with
somebody
yeah,
that.
I've had
back
experience
that.
with that. But I'm
Oh,
trying to think
yeah?
like what other
That didn't
sports
go-
like
that probably didn't go so well.
no. I'm trying to think like what other sports have that. Like nothing that I can really think of. Like you can smash tablets on like the side of the football
WWE.
field.
Hockey,
Oh
the
yeah.
greatest sport
Love
to
it.
watch live. I've been to
Dude,
one game
baseball,
and
they
it was
snapped the bat over their knee.
Dude, that's insane.
Oh, they do that. I don't know
How
that.
do you do that? That is no. Have you ever like picked up like a legitimate baseball bat, like an official baseball bat?
Oh yeah.
How do you snap
it
that
takes a
over
big
your
man.
knee?
Take steroids.
It takes
Yeah,
steroids,
lots of
exactly.
steroids. Can we talk about? I think we talked about that last week. Letting them take steroids again. Just let them do it. That's what we
Just
want
for
to
fun.
see. Yeah,
Yes.
I want to see how freakish these
I mean,
guys
I want
can
to
get.
see bombs.
Because like with
get hit. I
baseball,
wanna see
you're
Mark
not,
McGuire's 18-inch forearms.
dude. Like with baseball, you're not. It's not like the UFC where you can like detach somebody's retina if you're like boosted.
Or crack their skull in like MVP
Yeah.
did a couple years
But
ago.
with baseball, you're not hurting anybody if you're on steroids. Like if you get hit with like a
Right.
baseball coming off somebody's bat, maybe it would suck, but that would suck anyway.
Yeah, that's gonna be just That, you ain't got to worry about that thing ain't going back to you. That thing's going to the moon.
Oh, it's gone. Like they will go through you if someone's boosted and they hit a baseball back at you.
You're going through the wall, not the
It's like-
ball. That'd
I-
be
Anytime I talk about baseball, I always think of the pitcher that hit the bird. Have y'all seen that video? You know what
Yes.
video I'm talking about? I love
Yes.
that.
Oh
video.
yeah. Oh, Randy
love
Johnson,
that
right?
video. Yeah, yeah, I love that video.
Randy Johnson. I mean, that's the worst for the bird. It's like, dude, you let the biggest, the hardest throwing dude in the world find you. You're a bird.
I love that video. I love it. It's so good.
I mean,
Um,
what bad luck for I mean, the bird just.
It's just so unlucky.
And it was
random.
a flock of birds too. That
Yeah,
flew in
it
front of
was
him.
like
So
the one he
the
picked
one
out of
bird
the
that
lot.
got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know how boring that game must have been for birds just to have been flying around?
Oh,
there?
dude, it'd been awful. It'd been so boring. I almost killed some birds at the golf course today. The golf course I went to play at today was full
wow.
of geese. Dude, they were geese everywhere. I'm surprised I didn't find a couple of dead ones from other people hitting them, but they were everywhere.
We need to make that a
Oh,
weekly
dude,
segment
if you
of
put-
Ben's golf
yeah.
game.
It was okay today. It was a little better. My putting is still awful, but I did okay.
Just for the
Yeah,
record,
I
he
didn't
golfs
even- I will-
literally every day, so it's
Yeah.
not a. He doesn't just go on podcast days.
Yeah, speaking
No.
of golf and snap, y'all. I haven't seen this. First time I've seen it. I'll see if I can. But y'all have probably seen this. Yeah, I guess you know the golf. I don't know who the golfer is, but I guess he hits a hole in one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I've seen this.
You've seen
Oh.
this.
Well, now watch. Now watch. If the that is, watch this right here.
Oh, Achilles pop.
Wow.
Achilles pop.
Yeah, I've
That's a
never
loader. I
seen
saw the
that.
loader from the jump. I mean, it was. Oh.
I've
there you go.
never seen that video.
But it's.
But watch how casually he puts
But
it
he just
back.
watch this.
It's out
It's out.
Ankle crack.
and it's back.
Oh my god.
He
But
Oh
let's
my
run it back
God.
before that. Can we take it all the way back? Can we take it back to the run? I just want. You can take it back to the swing.
Oh,
Hey,
you know,
right there. Yeah,
and you know
okay.
why I was doing this? Because I said, "Here comes the Goda." You know, right here.
I'm just No, look at this mess. Oh, it's over with. It's already over with for me. Right here, I'm like, oh, here's the trouble. Backwards? Oh my god, that takes double coordination, bro. Why do you think he was so happy he got a hole in one? He probably ain't even that good.
But I think he won the tournament. But I just
I hope so.
I mean, he was pretty crowded. I feel like that's like a playoff hole.
I think it was like the next to
dude
the last
behind
day.
him was like cheering before
That was
he
his-
like hit it.
I think that was his family ran out there or something other, but I mean
That's nuts.
What, did you just have
That's
to tee
nuts.
off to win?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
probably
sure
like
most
it's
people
probably
have
like
seen
a
that.
playoff, I guess.
No,
Oh, Tua just went down hard.
yeah. Speaking
Surprised
of,
he didn't get hurt.
Is he not
Speaking
always
ankles
injury
getting
prone,
hard.
yeah.
Speaking of Woda.
Yeah,
Woda.
he's been rough. I thought he about to tear his ACL right there.
yeah. Disclaimer:
He
Travis
was.
is a personal trainer, so he does go to which
He's part of a
People
small cult.
small, but it's good. It's
Yes, I
good
am.
stuff. So that leads you, since we're getting into next year, everybody's like New Year's resolution. What do you think the gym? What is the average gym pickup in January? Then when does it fall off?
Oh yeah, the pickup happens over the first 2 to 3 weeks. Usually like that second week of January. Because people even put off the first week. They'll still put off the first week. You know
They'll
when
be
they
like,
come
I
in
can-
that second week of January, so it's over with. They're not making it through, so they're well before March. They're not making it to March.
I
If they
told
make it to
myself
March, they're okay.
I told myself this week because I've been doing a lot of running in the gym recently. So I told myself this week I've heard of like people doing like however many miles in a month, and I'll put it up here just so I'm more dedicated to it than I would otherwise have been because people will hold me accountable. I said, okay, I'm going to do 75 miles this next month. And his face shows doubt immediately. I looked it up, though. It's not that bad. It's like 18, because I usually run 4 miles when I go running, and it's like 18 and a half days. I can do 19 days of running, and it's 900 miles a year. So I told myself
nice.
I'll do it this year. I'll see if I can do it for this month.
I told him I wouldn't. I might. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
That's tough. I see his Instagram stories. Did you go on Christmas Day?
Yeah. I ran 4 miles on Christmas Day.
They both went.
Yeah,
on
we
Christmas.
both
That's the
went.
cool. That's the cool part about that gym, though.
Yeah, it was. I think there was one other person in there, but other than that, it was pretty
Yeah.
empty. Today it was pretty empty too, but there was like 1 or 2 people in there. But I only ran
Well,
2 miles
it's
today.
like in the time frame, you can just flip and just be in there any day.
It's just going through Montgomery is awful, and the Dolphins just missed a field goal.
It's a
I don't-
45-minute drive
Yeah.
from the house.
Oh, it's awful.
Kind of a pain.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't do
yeah.
New Year's resolutions. There's no.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't
I
either.
hate them.
Do you, Travis?
Yeah, they no, I don't. I don't even think about it, dude.
Like-
yeah.
I've got goals I'll like write down for myself and see how I did at the end of the year. And by saying I do that, I'm going to do it this year and see how it pans out. But other than that, I don't think like New Year's resolutions. I don't think that's.
Yeah. If
it's
you
not a
want to
thing.
comment below your New Year's resolution, put it in there, and we be
We'll
interested
try
to-
our best not to insult you
Yeah.
after. Not publicly.
But you know, the
We
most
probably
common-
already did. I
Yeah.
think
Probably
we
I
already
did.
did.
The most common one is everybody's
Go to the
the
gym.
gym, get
Of
in
course.
shape, and blah blah blah. And
I wonder what would be the second most common one. It'd probably be like giving up something, like stopping drinking
yeah,
or
or
smoking
smoking
or
or-
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, giving up something. So yeah,
Or like
that's
maybe
interesting.
financial goals they have. They want
Yeah.
to make X amount of money this year.
But see, I feel like that's a goal.
Yeah, it's not so
like
much a resolution.
Yeah. I don't
probably
know.
like yeah.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
Maybe
it's,
I think I'm gonna
isn't it?
start drinking.
that's the goal for this year.
Then
is
I
to
start
start
Never
drinking.
start.
But then you can quit. You can quit next year. That gives you a built-in resolution.
Or if
for
you
next
start
year.
between the end
Yeah,
of Christmas
you're
and the
loaded up,
beginning,
too.
you know, you drink for a week and then you can stop.
I don't know. Yeah, I would think that would be the second most something quick.
My resolution is to golf more and to fish more. That's my goal. That's my resolution.
He already
this year.
golfs
That's-
every day of the week.
But it's because it's not like good fishing weather, and the lake's way down.
Yeah, still.
So
Is it good? I mean, is it good golfing weather?
It wasn't bad today. It was pretty wet, but it wasn't bad today.
I mean, it's 70 degrees.
Man,
in
I tried
December.
to
It was
some
it was
wet
the
stuff.
busiest I have ever seen it though. I got there at like 12:20.
Really?
I couldn't tee off till like 1:40, and I teed off at 1:40, and I was there till like my round. I was done at 4:50. It was awful. It took
No
forever.
way.
Oh, it took forever.
Yeah, I'll ask you. I'm gonna ask you where that was at off camera or on camera.
He'll tell you.
It was at Lagoon Park.
Where was
maybe
that
they'll-
at?
maybe they'll sponsor me. Lagoon Park.
That makes sense.
They were busy. They were,
makes
but
kinda-
I said it. It's probably because everyone is playing with their new golf clubs they got for Christmas, and then they'll stop
Right.
playing. it's like the gym.
And
They'll
they're
stop
off till the
playing
end of the
after
year.
2 weeks. Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
off
They'll
of
stop
wor-
playing in
off
2
of
weeks.
work.
Like
Yeah.
me. That's what I did. I had got some golf clubs last Christmas because he started and quit, a couple weeks in.
You still play on occasion.
On
Yeah,
occasion.
you were
Don't
right there
do
with them
it.
for
Yeah,
about
don't
10
play
days.
golf.
Don't
Don't play golf.
do it. I remember when Travis started playing golf. Like
Yeah.
about 3 years
Yeah,
years
It was a
ago
while back now.
when you first really
Yeah, I
kinda,
think I played, and then I didn't play for probably like 8 months, 9 months, and then I really started playing again. I've always been sporadic, but in the last year, I've definitely had a noticeable increase in skill in my game, I believe.
My thing is, I'll play golf and play one awful round and tell myself I will never play again, and then play that like afternoon.
don't play golf.
Don't play
Oh,
golf.
see, no,
You'll end up-
see,
Okay,
see,
this is my rule.
you
I think
got
I've said it
caught
before
up.
last time. Don't pay to be angry. You can be
Yeah.
angry by yourself. Like you don't have to pay X amount of money to go be
Yeah.
angry.
I actually there was a group and there was like 2 guys in front of me, and I was playing like quick, but there was like 6 or 7 people in a group in front of them. So they asked me if I just wanted to join their group, and that kept me from being angry because they would think I would be like like unhinged kind of as a person. Because I get angry when I play golf.
He
I'm not
gets
gonna lie, angry. But
yeah, it's
it like kind of like
yeah.
bit me from being angry. Like we played 6 holes together, and it like kept me from being as angry. So always play golf with other people. That's a rule, maybe.
Or just
you don't
box
know.
to balance
Yeah,
out
that you don't
your-
know.
your anger and aggression. You have to box just to counter out your anger and aggression.
Well, I do that, and then if I really like have to like see how small I am on this planet, I'll put on like Jordan Peterson and listen to him through like
Ooh.
golf round, and then like nothing matters.
Or everything
okay,
matters.
you're going like full. You're going like full Goggins, like Jocko Willink psycho on us right now.
Yes.
He likes to think so.
I like it.
But no, yeah.
So back
Good.
you, Travis was saying earlier about we're talking about boxing, and this is I don't know, but you were talking about boxing. I hadn't thought about it in so long, but boxing video games.
Well, yeah. I mean, I realized how much of gamers y'all were, and I was like, well, I like games too, but I only like. Well, I don't only like, but I found myself only like fighting games. I can't say I even play football games anymore. Madden is terrible. College football hadn't come back out, and I was just online looking for what's the news on the next big boxing video game coming out, and there's been one coming out of esports. Is it esports boxing club or whatever? So it's
Probably.
been coming out for like 2 years,
I'm surprised.
and like in the last
not-
like couple of months.
Oh, good.
No, you go ahead.
I'm surprised there's not more like VR boxing games. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah, I guess they are. I guess there are. Oh, wait, I don't know. I don't have. Don't you all have like Oculus? Is there not one? There's one on
Yeah,
Oculus, right?
there is one.
would
It's
think
like it's like the Creed. It's like the movie, like the Creed boxing.
Yeah.
But I'm a lefty, and there's no way to change to a lefty. So like it's like your right hand is like cocked. So every jab I would
Oh
throw,
my
it would like
God.
just hit him so much harder than it should have.
Oh, that's funny. That's how I fight, dude. That's fun.
So-
That's the. Oh, there it is.
The
That's
best
like
game
The
classic.
ever.
NFT.
You talk about getting angry at a game?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
That-
I've never played it.
yeah. I remember
Really?
I remember playing
I've
I
never
don't know if I've ever played it either.
That's
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
We can go through a list.
look at there's Mike Tyson. I mean, he's even got the gap in his teeth. But I remember Glass Joe. I was looking back, but that was a Nintendo game back in the
Yeah.
I think I
80s or
watched.
something.
I think I watched a playthrough of it, but I've never played it myself.
Iconic.
You watched a playthrough of Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's Punch Out?
Just to see how angry
Yeah,
people
but
get on it.
I think the last boxing game made by a big company was Fight Night Champion. That was 2010, 2011.
Wow.
That was a great game.
I guess they picked
Yeah.
the UFC game. They picked the UFC up. You know, they wanted to keep that series going. So that's been
got,
what they
it's
made
and it's,
4 or
it's
5
gotten
of those.
better.
What did
I
you-
would disagree.
You
Eh,
said
eh,
there was one. There was you had
Ooh.
to eat. You were what? You had to amino.
Oh.
Was yeah. What was that one?
Dude, there was this. Okay, so I was watching. There's this guy. There's this channel on YouTube, Boxing Fanatico. He was just he's playing. He just goes through all the fighting games ever made, ever. And he found like this game from like '06 PSP, and it's called Boxing something 2. It's the most basic name. I don't even know the name of it, but
Boxing
it's the most
2.
in-depth. Yeah, it's literally called. If I could bring up my internet, I would bring it up right now. But I can't in a second. But you can he controlled everything he ate and everything he did every single day. It was the most in-depth career mode of all time on a PSP game. And it
That's
was
awesome.
like purely like out of like Bangkok, Thailand. But
That's
just
awesome.
interesting.
That's
I
great.
don't know. I don't know where the landscape of video games are anyway.
No.
I can't even find the game
Yeah.
online looking for it.
Like when I'm talking about like video
Right.
games, like I'll sit down. Like, I bought the new Halo and it's cool. I like it. But when I go like to video games, I literally fall back on FIFA and like I'll play Madden on occasion and NBA 2K, and that's all. Like that's all I got. Like there's no video games out there nowadays that are like, oh yeah, I want to go play that. Like I play Warzone,
Yeah,
but
I
it takes
know,
like
it's
2
weird.
terabytes to download. But other than that, it's like I don't play anything.
This is the
Yeah.
punch out. Oh, they
Oh,
mean
Google ads.
For anyone
Google.
out there listening who doesn't know what Mike Tyson's Punch Out is, go look it up. It is
Have
one
to.
of the most frustrating, difficult games you can ever play. Like,
Have
it
you
is-
played it?
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
We were in Vegas
The-
a couple years ago, and they had one of the old arcade places. Like you go and
let's
you just play
go.
old arcade games, and it was there. And I played it for about 20 minutes and had to leave. It
Oh,
was,
that place
it was
was
miserable.
awesome.
There it
I
is.
love
There-
that
here it is
place.
right here.
Here we go.
20 minutes is a hot little minute on that game, isn't it?
Yes,
I
it
feel like
was.
you run through the fights pretty quickly.
Or the fights
Oh,
run
those
through you
sounds
very
are
quickly.
classic. Ooh. Dude,
Oh, he's wrecking him though.
he's going Manny Pacquiao on him, brother. He's making him beat with his head.
Victory.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
And they got Mario as the referee.
Yep.
And then bring up. Can we bring up? Can you bring up something else? Can we do that on here?
Yeah. What do you want it?
Can you bring up the EA Sports Boxing Club and see the difference in like
Quality.
What is it? The what?
quality? Yeah, just esports boxing club. Like I don't know. Go to like the new gameplay. You'll see a new gameplay.
It's gonna be-
It's like Roy
oh.
Jones like shadow boxing around the ring.
It'll be tough to beat those graphics.
Yeah, tell me about it. Speaking of
Oh
which,
man,
I know everybody has probably got a favorite classic video game. What's
What the
y'all's? Like, what if there's like
Yeah,
a
what-
fallback
or-
classic video game, like arcade game? I know you have Pac-Man in the background somewhere. Like what's your go-to?
oh my go-to forever ever. I mean, of all time, it had to be just the last NCAA football.
Oh no, I
What-
mean
what was the last one? 14?
like game cabinet game.
Mortal Kombat, Space. Or NBA Jam.
Oh,
Mortal
nice.
Kombat.
Yeah, that's sick. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm pinball. The Black
Oh,
Knight. The Black
yeah,
Knight.
the Black Knight.
Black
Yeah,
Knight
the
pinball.
Black Knight pinball
Yeah.
machine.
Right.
It's either that or the
Not
football throwing.
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Oh, true. Oh, those are
Yeah,
sick.
I did
though.
that. The
Old
one where
school
you,
Star Wars
where you
cabinet that I used to have.
yeah, where you sat in the
Yeah, like the
the
X-wing.
Death Star thing. Yeah,
Those were sick. Those are very sick. Brock.
Ghost and Goblins. If you want to talk about a hard game, that's a very hard game, but
I've
it
never
is
played it.
super fun.
That's pretty good.
Other than that, like Galaga. Galaga's a good.
I'd say
a good
Galaga's
shout.
my go-to.
It's not necessarily old, but the Metallica pinball is excellent.
We went. For those who don't know, if you go to Las Vegas, if you go there, you have to go to the Pinball Hall of Fame
Museum and
or
Hall of
Pinball
Fame.
Museum or Hall of Fame or whatever it is. But they've got like old classic video games.
It's
I
like under a
found.
quarter.
Yeah, they're like it's
I'm
like a
going to
legitimate
Vegas.
arcade.
I'm going to Vegas the end of February.
Oh really?
You have to go.
I'm going at the end of December.
Yeah.
It's what
Nice.
20 minutes off the strip.
You
Yeah, dude,
stay
it's
in
nowhere.
Vegas, bro.
I know.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
see, I gotta go
Stay
for.
going to Vegas.
I gotta go for something that YouTube would not like.
This is all right. This is pretty cool. If I can let me get the graphics.
I'm
up.
going to build guns, Travis.
Look at this.
No, that's all, dude. Look, bring me. Yeah, and this is one of the rougher punching ones, but like, this is an interesting concept. It's just like taking forever.
Yeah. jab, hook, left hand, things like that. And like it's harder to sell that, but when you actually like know kind of like the science behind boxing, I feel like people would eat it up so much more.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But like, it's interesting. I think like it's worked in both ways. I think it's like gotten some people into boxing, like games
Yeah,
that got
100%.
people into boxing. And how weird is that? But
It's so weird.
yeah, it makes like even me going back and like after not playing it for a long time, and then like talk about Fight Night Champion because it's been 11 years since they made a new one. I was like way better after not playing even because I understood boxing more.
Yep. No doubt.
So it was just it does make it a lot more fun. It does make it gives you a little bit of insight on the
It makes it a little
lifestyle,
more
but
like
nothing
digestible for the couch potato.
In our chat, the Centipede.
Oh,
Was the-
Centipede's great.
Centipede.
Centipede is a good one.
Also, I
It
thought,
gets
My
real
mom
fast.
has that cabinet
It
game at her
does.
house.
oh, that's sick. Okay, I thought everybody knew this was a game, but whenever you go onto like Google and you don't have internet, and it shows a little T-Rex guy in the desert, that's a game. Does it? I thought everybody knew
Yeah.
that. Do you know that?
Where at the top of Google?
No,
Where?
so like whenever you go, you can probably pull it up. Whenever you go, did you know this, Travis? Whenever you go into Google and you try and like load up the internet, but if you're offline, it'll bring up like the little T-Rex guy that says there's no internet, but it's a video game.
Yeah, if you press space, he starts running.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It's like a little platformer.
Also,
what a little,
also,
what a
I've
little
heard
trick.
I've heard the game will never end because supposedly, like it's like time based, like for how long you stay like alive and running. Apparently, the end of the game is 16 million years away. For how long the T-Rex has been alive, that's how long Google has programmed this game to run in real time. 16 million years.
That's hilarious.
So I don't guess you ever beat it. That shit's a fun
he's
fact.
That was a great
Wow.
fun fact.
That's
That was a
pretty
really good
everybody,
fun fact.
Everybody's going to be.
I'm sure.
You got to turn off your internet now.
Yeah, you just have to turn off your internet
I'm
to
sure
go do
tomorrow all the kids in school will go around telling people that interesting fact.
it.
Hey,
All right.
What else?
they're not
Switching
turning off their
gears.
internet for nothing.
Switching gears, I have something that we do have to discuss because it is a big event coming up. Not this year, but technically next year. The NCAA or College Football Commission, whatever, has announced that if both teams in the college football final, like the big game, if one team is unable to play, it will be declared a no contest after January 14th, I think.
Yep.
If they cannot schedule the game before January 14th, the game will be declared a no contest, and
Yep.
the national championship will remain
It'll be
vacant
vacant, yeah.
until next year.
That's
That's-
insane.
That's this season.
That's
Yep.
this season. They just announced it last week
That's-
or this week.
That's stupid.
That's so stupid. That's idiotic.
I mean,
They're just making it up as they go, huh?
Yep, no doubt about it. It's awful. It's so bad. Like if it's a bowl game, it is what it is. Like you can say one team had to forfeit because of they didn't have enough players to play or whatever.
well, yeah, the Liberty Bowl can be a no contest.
Yeah, but
The
the
national
national
championship-
championship
Yeah.
cannot be a no contest. That's ridiculous. That makes no sense. Well, and we saw
Yeah,
that too.
the salsa and chips bowl can be a no contest.
fine, yeah,
though.
exactly,
We,
but-
we good. We good.
We saw that too in soccer. Tottenham Hotspur had to. So there's like an international competition for anybody who doesn't know. So it's like they're a European or they're an English like team out of like the UK, but they play
All of Europe.
European like competition. So you'll play other teams from like around Europe, and they had to. A few teams have had to do this in like the English Premier League, where they've had to like postpone games. But with their game in European competition, they've had to straight up cancel it, and they've been dropped out of the competition.
Yeah, they had to declare a forfeit.
Yeah, they
so
had
they
to
lost
forfeit,
3-0.
so
and
they're
they got,
so they get dropped out of the competition.
So according to the
Ow.
to CBS Sports, one of the quotes was, hold on, I'm sorry, 1 second, I just had it. So the same will be for the semifinals. If one of the teams cannot play in the semifinals, they forfeit their game, thus leaving the other team to go through. And then if for the national championship, it's scheduled for Monday, January 10th. If the farthest it can be pushed back is January the 14th. 4 days is the
So they
length
are
that they're
willing
going
to
to
push
give you.
it back.
Yeah, but only 4 days.
They're gonna push the game back to what, a Friday?
It'll be
I guess
yeah.
they take it
It's
from a Monday to a Friday.
yeah, Monday to a Friday.
Like that's.
And
I mean, they're just gonna see what days the ratings are best.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if one team or the other cannot play because of COVID or whatever, I think it's specifically related to COVID, or I don't know if we can say that word on YouTube. Whoops.
Probably not.
But if one team cannot play, it's a vacant title.
So
until
what
next
if,
year.
what if the semifinal game,
That's lame.
in one of the semifinal games, both teams can't play? Is the other semifinal game the national championship?
That's a good question, actually.
That is
I
a
don't
good
know.
question, but I don't know
They
how
do.
you.
They didn't
Too
think of
much
that one.
math.
They didn't think of that one.
Too much math. No,
That's
call
dumb.
them out, bring them out, call them out. We want Bama.
That's why we should have a 32-team
Let's
bracket.
do it.
Of course, that's why. Everybody who goes,
Just say, let's
if
go.
if you're bowl eligible and you're 6-6, you get in. You're in.
So it's basketball.
It's basketball. That's
Hey.
and that's what they want. But I could get on a rant about like
The top 11 teams drop out, and BYU is number one.
Straight.
It could happen.
I could get on a,
Hey, they not getting. I bet they ain't got no COVID.
no, I ain't got
they
no
went down to
COVID.
Shreveport. That's why they let them go to Shreveport. They like them boys can't even get COVID. What are we talking about?
Something about sports, like no matter what it is. Like remember Trevor Lawrence got dropped out of a couple games last year. There was like a golf. John Rahm, he got disqualified from a golf tournament when he was leading by
Was it
like
while he was
17
winning?
strokes or something like that.
And if you want to talk about a safe game with coronavirus, golf is it.
Yeah,
you can
golf is it.
stand
You can
30
play
feet away
golf
from
and
everybody else.
Be no, and he was asymptomatic. Like
It is the official social distance.
it's
game.
the official social distancing
It's
game,
a
and that's why I love
game
it.
based on distance.
That's why I love it.
It's beautiful.
What else do we have lined up?
Oh.
I had one or two other things that I wanted to talk about that were totally off topic, but I found fascinating this week. I've grown a fascination on Instagram for spearfishing.
Oh, he's back.
Travis, you want to go spearfishing with
That
me?
should be good enough. Dude, I was just saying, next week on your Instagram, you're gonna be on there spearfishing.
I would
You're
love
gonna
to.
be
do that.
spearfishing next week on your Instagram.
The only problem is, like, when I do like regular fishing, like especially in the
But
ocean.
no, I will not go with you.
That's sad. When I do like regular fishing in the ocean, it's like I see some of the stuff I catch out in the ocean. I see what other people catch in the ocean, and when they pull out a shark that's bigger than I am out of like 10 feet of water, you're like, maybe not. But I think it would still be
No.
cool. I think it would still be fun.
Yeah,
Like
it'd
the
be
ocean.
Great. It'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd join you either, to be honest. But the ocean is ridiculous. We went a couple years ago fishing. I can't remember where we went, but on the way back to the dock, we hadn't caught a thing all day. Out of nowhere, a massive shark comes out of the water and do you remember this? And it
Yeah.
ate a fish on the surface.
Yeah.
Just this huge.
Oh
I mean,
my
I
God.
didn't get an exact gauge for it because we saw it. It was maybe 30, 40 yards away. But this huge shark comes up and takes a fish off the surface of the water and just goes away into the black water.
It's insane.
I don't want to be a part
It's
of that.
terrifying. That's the only caveat.
Oh,
I will only spearfish in water that is crystal clear. I would
so
not
you
do.
would have already.
I
You
see
would have already done it.
videos.
If you wouldn't have seen that, you would have already done it.
I see videos of people doing it, and then they bump into a shark, or like the shark like taps them, and they don't even know it's there. I feel like I'd freak out. Like I'll go swimming in like 6 feet of water and be terrified of sharks. But I feel like if I had a spear gun, I may be a little bit more well equipped. But even then, it's horrifying.
Well, the sharks don't bother
Well,
me.
then you gotta have the
No-
skill.
That's true too. Yeah,
I
And
would
the ability to
definitely be
swim,
dead on the bottom of the ocean.
the ability to hold your breath and swim like that is the hard part.
That's what fascinates me the most. I don't understand how people do that. Like I showed you the video the other day. Some dude like swims down. I think it's at like 85 feet on one breath, swims straight down, climbs up underneath like a rock, finds a giant fish, and it's like a scouting mission, and then goes back up, but like casually. If I was down 75 feet, and he was down there for like a minute. He goes underneath,
Is this the
looks
plot of
under this
Aquaman?
rock. What? No, that's the crazy thing. He's a normal person. And like I see him like swimming up to the surface and he's just swimming normally. If that was me, I'd be like this trying to get up to the top.
Wait,
I would be
is this the plot of
dying.
Castaway? Is this the plot
Yes.
of Castaway?
Yes, it's the podcast.
The last time I was fishing
Was it Tom
Take a
Hanks?
Kid Fishing Day.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
You got sick.
Yes.
Everybody.
I
got
had to.
sick.
No, it's they in Destin.
That's
they have
got to be a Florida thing.
It's a
Florida.
Florida
They
thing.
have Take a Kid Fishing Day in Destin, and it's you go down and all the fishing boats. You just go down there and you throw the kids on the boat, and they take them out fishing for free, deep sea fishing.
It was fun.
And
Kind of sounds
no,
awesome.
it wasn't. They take them out fishing for free. But I didn't, it's like, and you get a free fishing pole and all this other stuff. And they were like, y'all were like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if not
So,
younger than that.
I think we were
maybe.
younger than that. Yeah, I think we
So
were like 10.
you go down there and then you go, oh, well, a parent has to go too. And I'm like,
You are selected.
so I had to go sit on the boat backwards with the boat. It was like the Jaws boat.
It really was.
with smoke and oil coming out. So I'm sitting backwards with fish guts all over my hands and baiting all the kids' hooks, riding backwards in the ocean. And the ocean,
It was
that-
rough.
that
I
day-
remember it so
that
clearly.
day
It was awful.
It was horrendous.
I mean, deadliest.
Choppy.
It was deadliest.
It was
It was
deadliest
deadliest catch. We were going out there and it's up and down.
Because there was a storm out there too. It was
Yeah.
black. The sky was
Yeah.
black the whole
What was
time.
the movie? What was the sailor movie where they were catching the? Who was in that movie? Was that? It wasn't. Mel
Which
Gibson,
one?
was it? What was the Ocean's 11 guy? What's the Ocean's 11 guy? What movie is that? Where he played
that's-
where they're the captain above the boat.
Where
That
they
was it
would
based on
go
a
up,
true story?
go up the wave, and then they go back under the water, and they
Yeah.
disappear.
Perfect storm.
Is that what it was? Perfect Storm?
No, wait, that might be it.
I think
that might
Perfect
be
Storm
it.
was when they were on like the
I bet
cruise
our
ship,
our
wasn't
chat
it?
person.
No.
will-
That was Poseidon. The Poseidon
Oh
Adventure.
yeah.
Or something.
Our chat person would know.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
Poseidon's more cruise ship, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Because I remember the Perfect
Oh.
Storm.
Chat says the perfect storm, and the star of the perfect storm is. I'm reading the chat.
Oh.
It'll come.
Um,
We'll all say. I mean,
Can I
it's,
answer
I
first?
know his name. George Clooney.
George Clooney.
And
that's the guy.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, Marky Mark.
True story, says the chat.
True
person.
story.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
Has anybody ever been on a cruise?
But
You've been on a cruise.
to
and I heard some
end
stories.
to end the Take a Kid Fishing Day story, you come back, and I mean they literally had to turn back because the cyclone was coming in or whatever, and we get back to the dock, and I'd already thrown up and this and that, and I mean I was the first mate because the first mate was throwing dynamite in the water, blowing up fish or something. So we get back and I get off the boat, and the first thing my kids say, "Hey, Mom, Dad threw up everywhere!" Screamed out loud as they could. Threw up everywhere, but it was just.
There was one kid though who had it worse than you did. I remember there was this one kid.
It
I
was-
don't know his
It
name.
was 4 minutes into the trip. As
It
soon
was-
as we
it
got
was-
on the boat.
It was homeschool after that.
Don't
It
do
was
deep,
all
deep sea
homeschool after that.
fishing is. We like to charter a 6-hour deep sea fishing, and you go out, and in the first 10 minutes you're throwing up, and you only have 5 hours
it was
and 50 minutes.
That was the worst fishing experience.
and you
I've
know
ever
it's a
had.
gimmick. They take you in circles to make
Oh,
you fall
yeah.
asleep and get sick, so they don't have to do nothing.
Well,
Oh
and
my
at least,
God.
but at
I'm
least
gonna
they
get-
gave
I'm
us.
gonna
something.
get-
I think you're gonna get slaughtered
Oh,
for that
my
one.
Oh, 100%.
That was it for school. Y'all didn't go back to school not one more day.
As an aspiring
Yeah.
as an
He pulled
aspiring
y'all
boat
out
captain,
immediately.
I would not do that. But I remember that day, and there was this kid that went out there, and I don't know his name, or I don't even think I knew who he was. He went into the cabin because it was like a little cabin thing. It was like the Jaws boat.
Lay down.
He went into the thing to lay down, which is the worst idea possible.
Don't do it.
He did not cast a line that entire trip. I did not see him for the next 5
probably
hours
still on the
and
boat.
45 minutes. No, he came out. I saw him come out, but I didn't recognize who it was
looked like a
because he was
ghost.
white as a sheet and
Oh,
just looked like a dead person. It was
And
awful.
our captain was like the classic
Oh,
captain.
He was like the
he
guy
was
from
like he
Jaws.
was up on the top. He goes, "Hey Earl, you look a little sick down there," and he's up and down. And this, I mean, it was.
All he was missing was a wooden leg.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
God.
It was the
Was he
worst.
really missing it though, or did he?
He might have been.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
was
wouldn't
I,
know.
I was throwing up. I was baiting fish and throwing up and had fume.
And every
had oil
30
fumes.
seconds, some kid loses their bait too. It's all. You
I've got a
constantly
story.
lose your
I've got a
bait.
story like that. I'll save
No,
it for next time
that
about
sounds
baiting
like the
kids' hooks and
worst
stuff like
day
that.
ever.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty miserable. That being said, there's been a lot of good fishing trips too that we've been on.
Yeah, we've been on a couple of good fishing trips. I don't know if you've ever been on a good fishing trip.
I think
we went on one. Me and him went on
Edwin
one.
Dixie.
Yeah.
He's sworn off fishing ever since that
Oh,
day.
we went on one fishing trip. It was me and you. We went on one fishing trip together, and I remember that. But it wasn't deep sea fishing. Here's the thing: I don't like deep sea fishing. I like inshore fishing.
Well, you're in the
Yeah,
bay.
that's the best.
That's the best.
It's like
That's
being on the
fun.
lake.
I caught
Yeah.
I caught like the fish of the month one time.
You
It
did
was on a
actually,
website.
yeah. You were on a website for a while.
Yeah.
Somehow we're talking about
Blake Martin.
golf and fishing, the two
Yeah, how do we get here?
most boring things, except for
Hey.
Benjamin. Benjamin was
Oh,
having-
I love this. Here's the thing.
Field and stream.
I read something one day. It was like a post on the hardest like sports to play or like to participate in.
It's not a sport.
He's gonna say fishing isn't a sport. Fishing is a sport, but also it was like the top 100 hardest sports to play, and fishing was the last one. That's no.
It ranked 100,
It ranked
Are
100.
things
which
can
was
things
ranked
be
to 99.
contests and not sports?
Yes, that is my argument.
They
Fishing
can be, but
No,
it takes athletic ability.
Don't get me wrong. I love fishing, and I
What?
love
Okay,
watching
okay,
people
well-
fish. Like, I love that whole thing, but it is not a sport.
But what declares a sport? What signifies a sport?
Yeah.
Maybe a
I don't know. There's
competition?
got to be
Competition?
yeah a contest, but I feel like there has to be like some I don't know. I don't know.
So is Monopoly
know.
a sport?
But here's my thing.
It's like there's nature involved, and it's like
there is nature involved in fishing. Yes. But here's my point. Here's
I
the
guess
point.
there is in
I will say
wrestling,
this.
too, but I don't make it any less
I
weird.
will 100% go out. I would no doubt like bowling. Bowling is a sport. Can we agree on that? Can we agree
Now,
on
there's
that?
no nature involved in
There is no
bowling.
nature
There's
involved
no
in bowling.
nature involved in bowling.
But here's the thing about bowling. Bowling is a sport, and
No,
I
it's not.
can sit on like a couch, eat a thing of nachos and a pizza, and I would shoot, and I could throw like a 300 before I could go win a fishing
Dude,
tournament.
Stop that.
Before I could,
No,
no,
but-
I could do that.
But okay,
I feel you on that. No.
yeah, I'm gonna call you out on that one. I think that's a lie.
No.
But I
Can't
do have the
nobody
similar
do
argument
neither
of
one of them.
bowling. I think bowling
There's-
is a sport, but fishing falls in the same kind of category as hunting. Like it's a
I think hunting is a sport.
no, it's not. It is not a sport. I don't think it's a sport.
It's ranked to 99.
It's ranked 99
It actually
or
wasn't ranked.
101.
It wasn't ranked,
It's
yeah.
ranked 101.
It wasn't right.
Uh,
Which
Yeah,
whoever,
I mean,
whoever
is
wrote
there
that list
even-
obviously
It
has never
is.
been hunting.
It is an outdoor endeavor. Like don't get me wrong. Again, I like people who go
Where
hunting
does
and whatnot.
curling fall?
It was on that list, and it was harder, or it was
Well,
easier.
curling is
It was
hard.
easier.
Curling
but it was
is hard.
easier than fishing.
It's
You ever
not-
seen those
Oh no, it was
people-
harder than
It's like-
fishing. I'm
You
sorry.
ever seen those people do the sweeping
It's
thing?
not
that looks
nature.
hard.
Oh, it's not easy. But like ping pong's easier
It's
than
like
fishing.
bowling. It's like bowling plus your best janitor ever.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a
That's
great.
exactly what curling is.
If
I'm
you-
not gonna lie though. Like during the Winter Olympics,
Like,
I love
floor
watching
waxing.
curling.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I love watching curling.
It was. We were.
The intensity.
Where were we?
It's so good.
We were at Bradley's bowling tournament on a Saturday night, and NBC Sports had curling something championship blah 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 on there, and it was like, I
the-
mean that's what NBC was
the-
the curling,
And it wasn't the
championship.
Olympics, and it was.
And it was not the Olympics. It was the curling something other.
The World Cup was on a couple of years ago. Like the biggest, like everyone, like when it comes to like sports, like everyone watches the World Cup, kind of like they watch the Olympics. On ESPN, they had the cornhole national championship going on rather than the World Cup.
Did
that was
Did
awesome.
that
Y'all
rank
telling
higher
me-
than fishing?
Y'all,
It probably did.
Is cornhole a sport?
Yes.
y'all are
It's
gonna tell me y'all had never been home alone on a Sunday and watched Pete Weber win the World Bowling Championships.
Is
And
he
you're
the
gonna
guy?
tell me none of y'all, every single person on this podcast has done that.
Is he the guy who says, "Whoever you
With the
think you are,
commercial.
I am"?
Yes.
Oh, I love that clip. They
What
play it
now?
on ESPN
You
every
are what
month.
I am.
He said, "Whoever you are, whoever you think you are, I am." Look him up.
He's a
It was-
bowling guy?
Yes,
Pull up.
look it up.
I'm
Google,
sure Bradley
We
can
gotta
tell us
pull
who
up
it
Pete
is.
Weber right now. and
Google
that's gonna be the
whoever
intro
you
to this
think
podcast.
you are, I am, and it will pop up. They post it on ESPN every month, and every month I love it.
Whoever
I'm
why and then
gonna
it pops up.
sample that and make a beat off of that.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
so good. It's how many views is that? How many views does it have on YouTube?
Probably not as many as you think, dude. But I'm
Really?
so glad. I'm so glad that you.
I
thought
know
about you do that, 'cause
exactly
so
what
many
you're
people
talking
don't
about.
This is
know
the part
that,
of the
and
podcast
that's
when
the
people
best
talk about things I don't
thing
understand.
all the time.
No. You don't
But
have to understand
you're gonna-
anything. You're gonna love this.
Pete Weber, he's gonna bring it to you, brother. He's gonna deliver.
Hold on.
Pete Weber delivers, brother.
It's such a good clip.
If I can, if we go.
Oh my gosh.
But here
Oh
he is.
yeah. Oh
Yes.
my man with the sunglasses on.
Yes.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
He's about to pull up. He about He about to.
it's so
He looks
good.
like a
God,
bowler,
that's great.
too.
Y'all
It's
never seen
perfect.
that?
I've
have,
seen that
yeah.
guy. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that clip, but I've
Okay.
definitely seen that guy.
Oh, it's perfect. It's so
If you've
good.
seen that guy, it's been that clip, bro.
It's
Or
I
you
don't know,
and me
they,
as a little kid
bowlers have
watching
such a
bowling on
specific
Sunday.
look to them. They're like billiards players. They just have that weird like.
Billiards was on the list and was higher than fishing.
Yeah, that's crap. I'll agree that's crap.
Hey,
But
Hey, billiards is not in nature.
billiards is not nature.
What
No,
other
it's
sports?
not.
What other sports
It is
rely
not.
on nature to like work with you?
uh,
Like with golf, I guess you could do like
Downhill
wind.
skiing?
Downhill
Yeah.
skiing.
'Cause if it's
skiing,
hot, you
probably,
can't
yeah.
do
This
If it's hot, you
totally
can't ski.
totally unrelated. Did y'all see the video of the skier who almost got hit by the drone?
mountain biking.
Yes,
Mountain biking. Is a good
mountain
one.
biking. I would agree, but like, yeah, I could agree with that.
I'm trying.
Oh,
I mean, I guess
Dolphins
football.
pulled off a flea flicker, and it kind of worked. Oh, they got a lot of yards. But like maybe like football. There was the Bears
Definitely
and
football.
the Bears and somebody else played earlier or yesterday maybe, and they got hit by a snowball. Somebody got hit by a snowball.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, from the crowd.
There's
Um,
been some crazy snowstorms this year.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Colorado's
Yeah,
said to
nature.
have
I don't know,
like
man.
50 inches of snow this
Yeah.
week. It may be 30. I may be
a
totally
lot.
lying, but it's a lot of snow
It's
this
a
week.
lot.
Damn.
Um, but like no, like spearfishing. Is spearfishing a sport?
No, I think still it's an
think
outdoor
so.
activity. You're not competing against anyone.
But yeah, you are. They have spearfishing competitions.
Okay, it's a competition. That doesn't mean it's a sport.
But all sports
Okay.
are competitions.
Okay, look at it this way.
Okay,
I
okay,
admit
okay,
fishing
well,
is a. Go ahead.
No. You can go ahead.
I was just. I admit fishing is a hard endeavor. It is a difficult thing to endure
Yep.
because there are some miserable days
Yep.
in the sun.
Yep.
But I can just go stand outside in the sun too, and that's miserable. That doesn't make standing outside in the sun a sport.
But no. But you're
But
trying.
yes,
But you're trying to stand out in the sun better than anybody else.
that doesn't mean it's a
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
then
doesn't.
what declares a sport?
Well, it-
Okay, in the comments
how
below,
long you
let's
can
settle this
stay
debate.
out in the sun?
Is fishing a sport? Let us know down in the comments.
That could be a sport we could invent.
Also,
who
be
can
sure to
stare at the
subscribe.
sun the
If you haven't
longest?
subscribed yet, please subscribe.
Yeah,
if
please
you've-
do.
And if you sat through us like rambling for this long,
Please subscribe.
you may like it here. So please subscribe and like
and
the
hit
video.
hit the notification bell
and the
and
notification.
let everybody here know that fishing is a sport.
It's not a
and,
sport.
and share the
No.
link.
That's an interesting conversation.
Hey, that
What
one's
do-
to be
what-
continued.
what
That
do
was
Yeah,
players-
we're gonna have to finish this next podcast because we're already running long.
Yeah, but okay. I'll end on this. What declares a sport? Like what can you say? Okay, this is a sport.
the definition of sport: an activity
Well, I
involving
think there has
physical
to be a
exertion
checklist.
and skill.
That's fishing.
What
Well,
now? Say that
check
again.
this out.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill.
Yeah, fishing has both those.
Is throwing rocks a skill?
Yeah.
No.
But you had
If
the
I can throw a
contest.
rock better than you can, that's a skill.
I meant sport.
Well,
sport.
if it's a contest, no, I agree. I think there's some. There's definitely some game to it.
I think they throw rocks in the Olympics, and whoever can throw it the farthest wins. But they're heavy rocks, but they're rocks.
Yeah,
there are some dumb
that's
sports in the
called
Olympics in it.
That's
The-
called the
but it's-
discus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
still a
Or
sport.
or shot put.
the
Or shot put, yeah, but it's still a sport.
Yeah. No, I agree. Hey, I'm not saying it's not.
I mean, they throw a big old hunk of leather on a field, and they call it football.
This is true.
It's a little more involved than that.
So is fishing.
I agree. Like I said, I think fishing is a great endeavor. I love fishing. I think it's a physical thing.
Okay,
Not
let's
a sport.
take it. Let's take it one more.
Okay.
Is fishing the hardest thing in the world?
Hardest thing in the world? No. Is it
it the hardest sport in the
harder? Is it harder than number 100? Absolutely. If you've ever been out fishing
Oh,
on a day when
So what?
it is like 100 degrees and there are 50 other people on the same body of water
And
that
there is
you are
nothing biting.
trying to catch
I-
5 fish, like I'll task this to anybody. Go out on a day, stand out in the sun for 6 hours on a boat, and try and just catch 5 fish. I bet you
Yeah, I'll
probably
definitely-
cannot do it.
I'll definitely say this.
I
Like, there's
can't,
like,
so I
okay,
won't
you take
try.
a high school
Exactly.
Kid, you take a high school kid, and you get him, like you said, off the couch, like you were saying earlier. He's way more liable to run a 60-yard touchdown in a football game than he is to win that fishing tournament or that
100%.
bowling tournament.
100%.
Just naturally, you're able to do. You know what I'm saying? Like first day out, do that.
I agree with that
if that
100%.
makes sense. But I
Because-
mean, that kid that can do that can probably do both of those things too. But he ain't going perfect on it. But you don't have
No.
to be perfect in those sports. They're
Especially
team
not in
sports.
high school.
So the
Well, see-
the individualization of those sports makes it weird too. But there are fishing teams, I guess.
There are fishing teams. Yeah, like Alabama has a fishing team, which I probably should have joined, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But
you couldn't go to Alabama.
Right.
that's true too. But I don't know. My whole point is fishing is definitely a sport, and you can't convince me otherwise.
And again, I feel like I'm on the losing side of this argument right now, which maybe
Because you
I am.
are.
Oh, and so this is a good segue into this that I found.
We'll
Just
put
I
it.
guess
We'll put it up to YouTube
Yeah,
and
'cause I-
Instagram if fishing is a sport or not.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Oh, that's perfect. I want that.
What is this?
Toilet fishing.
That was I was out shopping for Christmas. I was looking at. I always look for unusual items.
Nice.
That was one of. This is not. I didn't go look it up right now. This was already on my list of things to talk about.
That's pretty fantastic. Also, to note, that's pretty fantastic. Jalen Waddle just scored a touchdown.
And
Oh,
a
that was a nice little play they
and
ran.
a casino.
And Casino 7.
Oh, that's cool.
I've seen a couple of those. Yeah. let's try.
Jalen Waddle scored a touchdown, and then he and his teammates waddled around like penguins. That was awesome. I
That's
enjoyed
hilarious.
That's classic. That's on brand. That's a good mark.
that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good marketing right there. I'll tell you that.
All right, let's end with this.
Here's my last little thing. I had to take a picture before I came in. So
Who is that?
well, yeah. I thought for the past year, this is hanging in your mother's 8K
I seen
my
that.
wife-
I don't know what it is.
car, and for the past year, I thought it was Bocephus. I thought it was Bocephus. Yeah, I said, why does she have Bocephus? But it's and people out there will know this because I didn't know, but it's Rip from Yellowstone.
Yeah, I
AK
wouldn't
the
know.
way.
I've never.
But
gotten on
it's
that
like
train.
they're selling Rip Yellow, and like you didn't know that was Rip. But I just why are you riding around with Bocephus on your and in Alabama you where we are, you
True.
just kind of expect
True.
that. But it does look like Bocephus,
It does look like Bocephus.
especially from here.
Yeah.
But I did
They probably
learn.
tried to do that.
I did learn that it was Rip from Yellowstone.
What
Are
Alright,
we
let's-
Yellowstone clueless over here? Is this how you
Yeah,
I don't-
never
never
seen
seen
it.
it.
Totally. I'm definitely from my end. There's another dude. There's already a spinoff. People
Yeah.
talk about the spinoff.
1883.
It,
There's
it
all
looks
kind of
cool. Like the 1883
stuff.
looks
I don't
cool,
have,
but I don't have time to watch
I'm
it.
gonna
That,
get
that
killed
sounds like
for all
something
of
Brock
this.
would watch.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I would probably
You
watch. I'd watch
No,
the older
yeah,
one.
yeah,
If
No,
it wasn't-
absolutely.
If it wasn't mainstream, he'd watch it.
Yeah, if it well, I mean, Hell on Wheels a couple years
Yeah.
ago was that's hard to beat. That show was so good. If
Yeah, it was
if
good.
no one's seen that,
But everybody
go check
this
it
year,
out.
Yellowstone is so
Yeah.
slow this year.
But I am
I've-
so tired of
never
hearing
seen
people
it.
talk about Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's kind of gotten old.
More
It's-
people need to
Brock-
talk
Brock's
about
the type of guy that's gonna watch it 5 years from now when nobody else is watching.
exactly.
It's Dallas with the F word.
That's me too.
The only show I've watched that had any hype this year was The Witcher, and I watched it in one sitting
I haven't
because it
watched
is
it yet.
such a
the
good
other.
to
You
watch
watched
it.
it the other night.
Yeah, the night it came out, I was
Oh.
so excited.
I knew.
A victory, a moment, whatever it is, the best celebration. It can be like a trademarked one, like someone does continuously, or a specific moment.
Oh man, I don't know. That's for iconic moment. That's pretty good. I really don't know. I can't think of like anything like super iconic. Like to be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of them out there. Like Ronaldo, like,
I was
like that's awesome. That's and it's memeable.
It is so memeable.
But I can't think of like any
We're
like
doing iconic moments.
iconic celebrations.
The best celebration.
and we'll
It
end
was
on
the
this.
best celebration.
Ooh.
We'll end on this.
Yeah, I think
What
Ronaldo's is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because
can't
I
really
walk
think
around the
of
house all the time just going,
Like of all time.
Yep.
Well, okay, so we're putting this either like one specific moment or like trademark celebration. I think.
Yeah, those are those are two different
I know they're two different things.
ways.
Let's see if we can pin down both of them. Someone come up with one, and someone
Like,
can come up with the other.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
really
So
don't know.
I think trademark. I think it's hard to beat Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, because everyone goes see,
Yeah, I walk around the house all the
Yeah.
time just going see, just because.
but not everybody, especially in the U.S., not everybody like knows.
That's
that.
true.
I have no idea. Like, as far as like
Um,
trademark goes, like Alabama has started to do like the Karate Kid thing. Like I love that. That's fun. I have no idea. That's the hardest question you could have ended on.
I don't know. The Ric
anything.
Flair. Woo.
Oh,
that's
that's
a good one.
good.
That
That's
is a
really
good
good. That's pretty good.
Oh, that one's
Yeah,
pretty
Ric Flair- yeah,
cold.
Ric Flair's
Everyone,
good.
everyone knows the Ric Flair one.
Conor
one's
McGregor's
pretty
walk.
cold.
Yeah,
maybe?
the Conor McGregor walk.
I was
pretty
gonna.
good.
I had like 3 or 4 Conor McGregor references. I just didn't want to be that guy.
That's a pretty iconic
Oh
moment
yeah,
right
this
there.
this
on
moment
TV.
right here. For anyone who's not seen,
Have you seen this, Travis?
Spoiler alert.
for anyone who
greatest
has
sport-
not seen the film masterpiece that is
what is
Nacho
it,
Libre.
Greatest sports movie of all time.
No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Oh,
Am I
it's
going to ruin it?
fantastic.
I know what it is, and I've avoided it actually.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, we watched it on
I
Christmas.
admitted that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm,
All right, here.
Greatest sports film of all time.
We'll have to save the greatest.
Is it good though,
documentary.
bro?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's one of the best. It's Jack Black's best movie.
Because I like him. I've always been a fan of him, dude. He's dope.
It is.
So, okay, we can end on
and there's
this.
so many quotable moments from that movie.
We can end on this because that's a
Lord
hard
Jeeves.
question to end on. Okay.
Fine, we'll table that.
Yeah, we'll table that and save
leave
it
it
for
to the
next time.
comments too. Let them give us some
Yeah,
ideas.
leave the comments.
One thing
about
I do want to end on that always comes up at Christmas time is Die Hard, a Christmas movie.
Yes. Yes. It's not even a debate anymore, really.
Well, I mean, it comes on at Christmas,
So it's a Christmas movie.
I guess.
Pop culture has told me so.
It's-
I don't think I've ever
yeah.
watched it.
Ooh, you need to watch it.
I'm
But
gonna
I would say
lose it,
yes.
though.
Also, I bought a Christmas sweater that said "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho," and I lost it the day after I bought it. So I didn't get great Christmas pictures.
He's still salty about it.
Yeah, I really am. I bought it for one day out of the year and I lost it. So, but I think we're gonna end on that.
So be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell down there. Down
And the
there.
like.
Somewhere down there.
Like
And comment on whichever comment
Hit
you
the
like. Is
like.
fishing a sport? Iconic moment.
Hit the
or,
like
yes.
while we're still live.
or give us your greatest sports moment of the year. It can be
I'm
anything.
curious to see which
anything
ones
you
are
want.
out there. Yeah, I can't really think of like any iconic.
I'm sure we
moments.
missed quite a few.
And if you want to be a part of the live experience, we're going to do our best to broadcast on Monday nights, probably.
Between 7:30 and 8.
7:30, something like
Yeah,
that.
we'll get a more specific time. as
Again,
go
we
along,
ran like an hour and a half over time today.
Follow
But-
our Instagram, and we will post
Go to the
when
Inst-
we're going
what's-
to be live.
What is the Instagram?
It's Did You Hear About Cast? So that is Did You Hear About Cast? So go check that out on Instagram. It's got the same as our little guy from YouTube, the same little not thumbnail, but same little profile picture from YouTube. I'm sure we can find everybody on Instagram. Everybody plug your Instagram. Earl,
The Real Earl B.
Brock.
Brock_Baumgartner.
I think I'm Benjamin BAU. Travis, drop yours.
Swave_digger.
So that's everybody's Instagram. Go check everybody out.
God,
Give
I'm
them a
cutting it
follow.
close. Every time I plug my Instagram, I'm cutting it close, right? Man, you gotta really enunciate that one.
That's why I let you say
I
it,
really
Travis,
gotta be
and
on
not
mine.
me. I will not be
Yeah.
canceled 2
Yeah, that was
episodes in.
close. Hey,
But I think that's going to do it for today.
We would either get canceled or blow up.
I think that's going to do it. Drop down your comments down below. Give us a like, follow, hit the little bell notification to let you know whenever we go live. Follow us on Instagram. Follow everybody on their personal Instagram. We will see you guys next Monday.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We went the whole podcast without making "I'll see you next year" joke. I hate it when people do that.
He did something.
He did that. He said
Did
it's our
I?
last podcast of the year.
Yeah, it's
But I hate it when people go, oh, at work. Oh, I'll see you
But
next
that
year.
was just that was a catch.
That was
Yeah, he
good. I
at
like
catch.
that.
He didn't
Our last
even push
podcast
it.
of the
Yeah,
year.
I like how he brought that one along.
It was good. Well, but I'm glad we didn't overuse it this podcast. One time is fine, but I'm glad we didn't say it all the time. But yeah, I think that's just about gonna do it. We will see you guys next year. Haha. Right about 7:30. I'm sure I'll post on Instagram when we go live. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Y'all have a happy New Year and hope you had a Merry Christmas. We will see you guys next Monday.